King Kong in the trunk.
I'm back. Road Rants on Marvel. If you like this video, like and subscribe. Join the Road Squadron. I saw Spider-Man Far From Home. This will have spoilers, so I don't believe in non-spoiler reviews because, in my opinion, you cannot really talk about a film without talking about a film. So, bail out if you haven't seen it, or if you want to see it, or if you don't give a shit, keep watching. What will I say about Spider-Man Far From Home? What I will tell you is the movie is mediocre. It's a damn shame because I'm a big Spider-Man fan. Now, a couple of things off the bat that I did not love in the movie. The special effects involving the fire creatures and the water and all that sort of thing coming to life just did not work for me. It seemed like a messy CGI fuckfest, and I did not like it. I just didn't. Also, something else that didn't work for me, they tried to build in there's some twist in the movies and involving Mysterio and how he came to be and how he sort of back connected into Tony Stark, and that felt really forced, in my opinion, in order to create a narrative that usually works with the MCU. I didn't love it here. For some reason, that did not resonate with me, and it felt like it was sort of shoehorned into the movie. Jake Gyllenhaal was okay as Mysterio. I think he did fine. His performance wasn't great. I've seen some people say, well, his performance was fantastic. I thought it was okay. For the things that did work, the narrative with Peter struggling because they may look to him to take over for Tony Stark and sort of lead going forward. That stuff for me in the movie really worked. All the connectivity back to Tony post Endgame, the moments with Happy Hogan, the moments with Aunt May, all of the grounded stuff in this movie, except a couple of the kid parts, which that's another issue, and we'll talk about it. Those kind of grounded moments did work in this movie, and Tom Holland's performance is very good. I like the sort of torch passing there. Peter was extremely reluctant to take the torch from Tony, but it's clear they're trying to make him the new leader of the MCU, and which is something that I've been sort of pounding the table for in the MCU. Spider-Man is arguably Marvel's biggest character, and they sort of pushed him aside. But they've got to do a better job of getting these movies right. They need an Iron Man-like epic movie. The first Iron Man is so good. You know, in my opinion, Captain America First Avenger is a lot better than this film. What I will tell you is this movie is, in my opinion, a notch below Homecoming. Which I thought Homecoming was not great. Homecoming was good, and it has gotten better upon repeated viewings. This movie is clearly, in my opinion, not as good as Homecoming. Homecoming is more grounded. Michael Keaton, in my opinion, is a much more solid bad guy as Vulture and gives a much better performance, in my opinion, than Jake Gyllenhaal. I am sort of confused by all the praise he's getting right now because I thought he was okay. I thought he was. I'm not the biggest Gyllenhaal fan. He's very good in some stuff. To me, he was just okay here. He wasn't off the charts great. And I've heard he was the best part of the movie. In my opinion, he was not. Now, there were parts in which Mysterio looked very, very cool on screen. But for some reason, it just didn't work for me. All the parts involving, like, Nick Fury, extremely good interaction between Sam Jackson and Tom Holland. Nick Fury and Spider-Man. The inner struggle for Peter, reluctantly, he's struggling with mourning Tony, moving on from Tony, taking over for Tony. The parts in which he creates his own spider suit using Tony's technology and him having access to that technology, that is the stuff in the movie that really worked for me. Surprisingly, going into this, I thought the aspect involving the kids and being on vacation and all that was actually going to take away from this movie for me. It was actually some of the better moments of the movie. I don't love his friend, his best friend. I don't love that guy, but he's serviceable as the best friend. I don't like the girl they've got for MJ at all. I don't like her as an actress. That's just not MJ to me. I don't know who she is, but it's not my MJ. I cannot. I'm trying to force myself to let her become MJ, and I cannot do it. She just doesn't work for me. It's hard for me to get past the special effects in this movie. I didn't think they were great. The Spider-Man special effects were good. Okay, the things involving Spider-Man was really good. Saving of the Ferris wheel, the working with the buildings, the web crawling, the web shooting, the coming out of a plane. All of that stuff worked. It was nice to see that Happy Hogan also had a significant impact in the third act of this movie. Jon Favreau is really good. He's one of my favorites. He's a good actor. We know he's a great creator. I want him to take over Lucasfilm, but that's another story. But for me, the one thing that's getting praise over and over in this movie is Mysterio, and it's a shortcoming for me. I thought Mysterio was fair at best. Overall, if I'm going to give this a rating, I give it a 5 out of 10. It's a very, very bland, run-of-the-mill MCU movie. There are a slew of MCU movies I would put ahead of this. It is what it is. They can't seem to get Spider-Man and the Hulk right. And in my opinion, that's the two characters they have to figure out how to get situated. They just cannot come up with the stories. They turn it into a CGI fuckfest every time. And the stories are not deep enough. There's a lack of epicness around the story, and even a lack of serious implications. Even as dangerous as it seemed like they were trying to make Mysterio, he just does not come across as being threatening in the overall spectrum of things. And I like Mysterio as a comic character. There you have it, Spider-Man Far From Home. Very disappointing. It was one of my top 5 anticipated movies of the year. I love the Spider-Man character. I like Tom Holland as Spider-Man. If I was to rank Spider-Man movies, it's not as bad as Spider-Man 3, Raimi's Spider-Man 3. It's better than the second one with Garfield. I'm not saying a lot here, If you like this video, like and subscribe. Join the Road Squadron. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.